What's going on, everyone? It's Orlando, your favorite photographer, and today we're going to be talking about the Panasonic Lumix G9. We're going to be talking about why I bought this camera, what are my favorite features about this camera, and if you should consider adding it to your workflow here in 2026. So let's just jump into it. The reason why I bought this camera is because I really enjoy hiking, traveling, being on the water, kayaking, all those things I really enjoy doing. And I shoot professionally here in Florida. And when I do my professional work, I use the Sony a7 IV. Now that camera is fantastic. I love it. But sometimes when I'm traveling, I really do get scared taking it with me, especially since I have expensive glass to go with it. I'm always worried I'm going to drop it. I'm worried that I'm going to lose it. Someone's going to take it, or just in travel, it's going to get banged around too much. And when I'm running my business, I can't afford to be down a camera. So I wanted something that was more robust to travel with. When I don't take my a7 IV, I would bring my Panasonic GX85, which I did a video on, and I love that camera because it's so compact. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. But I wanted something, like I said, more robust, that I don't have to worry about, that if it got dinged up, I don't have to worry about it. It's something that had the image quality that I was looking for. And fortunately for me, I came across the Panasonic G9, and I absolutely love this camera. First, let's talk about the build quality. So this thing has a magnesium alloy body, and it is solid. I mean, it feels like a tank in your hand when you're carrying it. I pack it away. I don't have to worry about it. And I've even took this body out on the water in Hawaii, and all the ocean spray was all over it. This is weather sealed. I had no issues with any functionality problems afterwards, which was I was very happy about, because I was scared that if I put this thing through its paces to really test it out, that I may end up losing the camera, which I didn't. So I'm very happy about that. The second reason is the price point. I found this on eBay used for about $600. I did end up purchasing another lens, which was the Panasonic 12-35, equivalent of 24-70 type lens. That was a little bit more expensive because I bought it new from China, but I'm happy I did, because now it takes the Panasonic G9 to a whole new level. I had some other glass before, because like I said, I shoot with the Panasonic GX85 when I travel, but I wanted something that can really just take my landscape and adventure shots to the next level. And I'm so happy I got this lens, because these two together make an ultimate combination. The second thing that I love about this camera is the in-body stabilization. I can actually hand hold low shutter speed shots, especially when it comes to water, and get that glass looking finish on the water, handheld, no tripod. Now, typically I do travel with a tripod, a little miniature one in my backpack, but sometimes it's just like, when you're on the go, or if you're traveling with other people, you don't want to stop and take, 20 minutes to set the shot up. And this is worth it, of course, but most of the time you just want to keep it moving, have a good time, get some good shots, and then get on to the next scene or get on to the next trail. But so you can actually hand hold it. They have a tripod mode on this camera as well. So if you hold down one of your function buttons, you can actually pan with the camera, and it won't, your picture will not go up and down, which is really, really cool. It stabilizes the sensor inside. And those 6.5 stops of dynamic range when it comes to in-body stabilization really goes a long way, especially when you have slower shutter speeds. When I was in Hawaii, I was shooting some sunrise shots, and I had a very slow shutter speed, around like 1/20, 1/40, and I was able to hand hold and get beautiful shots without no blurs or anything like that in the photo. I mean, there's buttons all over this camera, which I love. Being able to have dedicated buttons for each function is awesome, especially on the back of the camera. One of the things that I was really kind of nervous about was the autofocus, because I had the Panasonic G7, ended up selling that, but even on the Panasonic GX85, the autofocus wasn't as great, especially when it came to fast moving objects. Let me tell you, that is not the case with this camera. It has super fast autofocus. I can even track birds with this really easily. The autofocus I use for people works really well. And I was really surprised because I didn't really buy it for that reason, to be honest. So when it came to the autofocus and it was really good, I was impressed. I was very happy with that, and it was just another reason that I would recommend this camera to somebody else. So the third reason I bought this camera was because it has a high resolution mode, meaning if you put this on a tripod, you lock it down, you go into your high definition mode, which I programmed for this button right here. I hit this button and you go ahead and click your shutter button, and it takes a series of images while the sensor moves around and stitches them together in the camera, and then pops out as an 80 megapixel super high resolution image, raw file. And that's amazing to me because eventually I want to get into selling my landscapes as prints, and I know the higher the resolution, the bigger you can blow them up. So eventually when I start selling my prints, I'll know that I'm future proof, that the images and the files that I have that come out of this in the high resolution mode can be expanded to fit on your wall and still look amazing as it did when I took it that day at the beach, at the park, on the ocean, wherever the case may be. I know the quality of the image is going to stay intact and it's still going to look just as beautiful as when I took it. So now thinking about, is this camera for you? I wouldn't recommend it to a new photographer, someone who's just getting into it. If you are someone who has like Panasonic glass or likes Micro Four Thirds, then this is a good camera to start off with, especially since the Micro Four Thirds glass isn't as expensive as a APS-C or a full frame glass that you're going to have on Sony, Canon, or even Panasonic for that matter. So I do recommend it for that reason. But most importantly, it's just a great tool to have because it just makes me want to get out there and shoot. I found this L bracket that I use so I can shoot landscapes in portrait mode. I can shoot landscapes in horizontal mode. So I really enjoy taking this out. It does have great video, not gonna lie. Like, I do use it to get some video here and there. And I love how it comes out because I'm so used to shooting an S-Log3 and having to go back and color grade. And that is not, it wasn't easy for me to learn, and it did take me some time to figure that part out. However, the images that come out of this camera straight out of the natural profile is, to me, looks just as good. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it does look great. And sometimes if I don't want to have to spend the extra time to go back through and color grade and fix all the, adjust everything, I just bring this instead and make something for a client that particularly doesn't have a high budget. I can bring this and still fill in that gap for video without having to sacrifice quality. I think it's a camera that's worth checking out. It's been around, it's truly tested. This camera's going, I believe, 10 years old, and there's still people on YouTube you can find who love this camera, who use this camera, who actually I watch to encourage me to get this camera. So if you're interested, do a little bit of research, find out if it's for you. But I'm absolutely loving this camera. I love all the functions that it has, and I look forward to taking out on my next shoot. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And until then, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.